Welcome to Share Thoughts. I am Cheryl, and these are my thoughts. Yes, there is a male G-spot. Guys, you absolutely have a G-spot, or rather, a P-spot. I am, of course, referring to the prostate. Just so you know, the prostate is a walnut-sized gland that sits between the bladder and the penis and can only be accessed via your bum bum. More specifically, it sits roughly 2 inches up inside your rectum, sort of towards your tummy. Now, I am fully aware there will be many a heterosexual man watching this thinking, what the fuck is she talking about? Nah, mate, I ain't doing that. And equally, there'll be some that are, let's say, intrigued. I want to talk to all of you because this particular part of your body, men, is actually the gateway to extreme pleasure and intense orgasms. Fact, quite literally. If you allow yourself to cast off the shackles of society's nonsensical justification as to why men shouldn't enjoy anal play, you may just find yourself soaring to all new sexual heights. Okay, so do you want to know the science behind why stimulating the P-spot is almost guaranteed pleasure? Well, just like the clitoris, it's made up of a ton of nerve endings. In fact, there are almost as many nerve endings as that which is found in the clitoris. Note almost, not quite, just almost. So yeah, the area is definitely worth exploring for sure, but only if you're comfortable with it. Interestingly, sales of prostate massages have been increasing over the past few years. The growth in sales of these particular sex toys is just through the roof. And that has to be because the truth is a man can actually achieve a bloody good orgasm through P-spot stimulation without touching his penis. Guys, are you hearing this? You can bust a nut without your cock being played with. Yep. It's mad to think, but your prostate is literally like the clitoris in more ways than one. Okay, so what does a P-spot orgasm feel like? Obviously, I don't have a prostate, so this is based on research, so you can kind of make of that what you will. But apparently you'll get a tingling feeling across your whole body as opposed to the more isolated sensation that you get when you kind of bust through your penis being stimulated. In short, a prostate orgasm will give you a full body orgasm. And as a woman, I can let you know for sure that is definitely something worth having. All right, so now you're contemplating stimulating your P-spot. What next? How do we go about it? Where do we start? What do we do? Don't worry, I'm here to help you. I would say try it out for yourself first. I mean, if it's something that you want to explore with a partner, that's absolutely fine. But I think given what it is, it might be worth exploring that whole region on your own first, just so you know what to expect, just so you're, ready for whatever it is. So here's a few tips that can help your backdoor adventure go as smoothly as possible. Number one, make sure you are armed with a good lube. Now, I'm someone that bleats on and on and on and on about lubes, but I can't stress enough how important a good lube is and the difference it can make to your sexual activity. And in this instance, when we're talking about anal play, lube is crucial. Why? Well, the anal area does not naturally lubricate. There are no juices or fluids that are generated in the anal area. So lube is pretty essential. Application can be done with just your fingers, or if you want to get fancy, you can use a lube shooter. And that's literally what it says on the package. Shoots lube into your anus. Simple. Number two, make sure your hands are clean and your fingernails are trimmed. Hangnails and jaggedy fingernails not only potentially harbor unwanted bacteria, but they can also cause snags and scratches, neither of which we want in your batty. Number three, before attempting anal stimulation, you need to be massively turned on. Like, being turned on is absolutely the thing. There's not really much point in trying to put your finger in your anus if you're not relaxed and welcoming. If you're going solo, you could always watch a bit of porn to get you off, or, masturbate. Anything that might just loosen you up. Because naturally, if you're relaxed, then your anus will be too. Number four, avoid trying to go straight in for the kill. Start by massaging the perineum. That's that super sensitive area between the testicles and the anus. Actually, this area is a massive erogenous zone that is often overlooked. If you are going to engage in some anal play, stimulating this little area will literally alight the nerve endings and get you where you want to be, basically. Once you're ready, you can start thinking about getting internal. Start off slow and insert a finger, going in 2 inches or so and curving your fingers towards your belly. Once you do that, you should be able to feel like, yeah, like a kind of, as I said before, a walnut-sized kind of gland. You'll know when you feel it. It's like a lump. That's probably not the best word or way of describing it, but you know what I mean. You'll know. You'll be like, oh, okay. Is that where we're at? You'll know. It should feel good. Once you know where you're hitting, you can sort of start experimenting with different pressures, feeling around a bit, you know, tapping different sides, just really kind of having a feel about and just, yeah, figuring out what feels good, what you like best. Yeah, it should feel nice. Make sure you breathe. In fact, your breathing will be a good indicator of whether it's actually working for you or not. If you're holding your breath, then it's likely that you're tense or possibly anxious about the whole thing. This isn't ideal because when you're tense, everything is tight. And that's actually when things can become even more uncomfortable. So imagine you're kind of tensing up over the thought of something occurring. That's actually going to make it worse. It's going to make it harder. You just need to relax, really relax. A great way of being able to relax and to relax the whole body is by breathing slow and breathing with intention. So really kind of focus on your breath. Just really be mindful about it. Yeah, practice mindfulness in this instance. I would say that's probably the best way to go. Really kind of think about what you're doing, think about your breath and just, yeah, go with it. Oh, and if you're feeling pain, your breath will also be stunted, and that's not what you want. Your breath should flow easily. In fact, if you're feeling any kind of pain, stop. This should be all about pleasure. There shouldn't be any pain involved. One more thing, and I know this is something that anybody that has considered any kind of anal play thinks about. The caca, the poo, the doo-doo, the shit. Yeah, it's a legitimate concern, to be fair, considering this is the area that expels waste from your body. But here's the thing, your rectum does not store poo. The rectum is just the exit point for the poo. So whilst there may be remnants, it's highly unlikely you're going to stick your finger up there and lodge it straight into a pile of shite. Just not going to happen. Or it's unlikely it's going to happen. Disclaimer and all that. We know that poo is stored in the intestine. So unless you've got some mad fingers that can reach up inside your intestine, you really don't have anything to worry about. And it's also worth remembering that because it's stored in the intestine, it has to actually come down in order to leave the body. So I guess making sure you empty your bowel before you engage in any kind of anal play, and that's obviously only if you feel you need to go, is crucial. Like, we don't want people to be forcing out poo here, okay? So if you need the toilet beforehand, obviously make sure you get rid of that. But I would say that about anything. Like if you need to go wee before you have sex, you'd make sure you go wee. It's the same thing. If you need to poo, then make sure you poo. Common sense. Also, perhaps having a shower or a bath or whatever it is, some kind of wash, that will make sure the potential Klingons are dashed down the drain. And hopefully it will make you feel more comfortable. So yeah, that's all you need to get started. And whilst of course, like everything else when it comes to sex, anal play might not be for you, and that is fine. But if you are someone that likes the idea of having mind-blowing orgasms courtesy of a little internal stimulation, then ask yourself, what is stopping you? Is it what society says, or is it what your mind is telling you? Are you concerned that it might be painful? Or on the flip, are you worried that you might enjoy it so much that every sexual encounter after has to include anal play? I mean, what is it? Whichever way you want to go with this, just remember, you are responsible for your pleasure. So taking the time to explore what gives you the most amount of pleasure is part of that. Yes, anal play is very intimate, and yet the idea of it can be quite daunting. But I wholeheartedly maintain that if more men knew how pleasurable their orgasms could be just through prostate stimulation, they'd all be doing it.